Jim, often depressed, had a hard time expressing himself in the group. His first pictures were of heroes, but they were usually incomplete. Almost all of the powerful athletes were missing parts of their bodies, sometimes an arm, sometimes a leg, and sometimes body parts were subtly cut off by the edge of the paper. For many sessions, he worked on an elaborate drawing of omnipotent superheroes like the Green Lantern and the Green Arrow, perhaps triggered by his feelings of vulnerability in the group. This same sense of helplessness was evident in his spontaneous play. He almost always ended up as a victim, or as the hurt or injured one. As the dental patient, he was so passive and wobbly he kept tumbling to the floor, as though, like a baby, he was unable to sit without support. He had actually begun as the dentist in this drama, but unable to maintain the role, he soon switched to becoming the weak patient who had to be tied in the chair. In the same way, he volunteered to be the tough cop, driving his police car, when all of a sudden he changed the script and again was hurt and injured. Rescued by the doctor, Jim seemed to enjoy the idea of being a patient, even when put on the operation table. Without a murmur, he passively submitted to the aggressive doctor and her own primitive brand of anesthesia. As a boss, Jim could give orders to his secretary and be a big shot. But he could not confront an angry employee whom he was actually supposed to fire. At least, not until the employee had left the room. As Jim was taking his first tentative steps to express anger in his drama, his drawings began to change. More often, the drawings were more complete, with few, if any, body parts missing. Trying other media, he made tall constructions, and later went on to create phallic weapons, like swords and daggers. Showing his strength and growing sense of potency, he playfully lifted a heavy chair, said to weigh at least 50,000 pounds. Becoming more comfortable with aggression, he played the role of a dominant male, bossing and ordering his wife around. He demanded special food, insisting that she instantly follow his commands. He had become quite a boss. Having learned to express his aggression outward instead of inward, he experimented with many roles, sometimes using a powerful gun to protect himself against his supposed enemies. Full of courage, he even challenged the male leader to a duel. When the leader showed Jim how to fight in slow motion, he was able to control his movements and still win the battle. Savoring the pleasure of the experience, he repeatedly came back for more, and was thus able to master the anxiety about the once feared effects of his aggression. Later, he could sit down with his former opponent and talk about it.